Hello everyone, happy Sunday. So someone wanted me, and I'm so sorry I forgot to write down your name, but someone wanted to see what Stephen Miller's health status is. So let's take a look. Setting the intention to not empath what's going on in his body. Let it come through with the cards. I don't want to feel it. Stevie Miller. He doesn't like being called Steve. Steve Areno by the copier. Can you imagine him? Oh, God. Interning. He probably did. Right there. Well, he gets a lot of headaches. We have, with the 9 of Swords reversed, he gets migraines, headaches. He could be very tormented. That's an understatement, isn't it? He could have severe depression. He could be going through a dark night of the soul, but would he feel it and go through it and take self-responsibility for what's going on? With the 8 of Cups being his biggest challenge? No. When it's, like the reverse in the negative position, this is someone who will not take self-responsibility. They won't walk away from anything that they should. In his case, it'd be great if he walked away from Trump, but he won't. He's not going to be doing anything like that because it's all about the money. And he's as dark, if not darker. Honestly, he just is. So 8 of Cups in the reverse position health-wise is exhaustion. His lymphatic system isn't flowing. He may have tumors. He absolutely has addictions. Okay, I'm just going to go around this way. Actually, go up a little so we can take the 2 off the bottom. Wow. Damn. Whoa. Well, let's keep going. 2 off the bottom. Of course. I think you can all relate to those cards when you think about him. Okay. So, that the foundation of his health, he's out for revenge with the 5 of Swords. That's one of his major problems, is he's just stuck in duality, in this winner versus loser mentality. Deep, deep inner conflicts. He's afraid of being humiliated. He probably was humiliated when he was a kid. But this is a card of self-sabotage. And he may be having to walk away at some point. And with Hierophant reversed, well, this would be a negative government position, of course. But when it comes to health, this is someone who does not have their inner authority. He is, I think I don't know if he allows himself to feel. I doubt it based on the 8 of Cups here. But he's carrying a tremendous amount of guilt, of which he well deserves. He's the one that took babies away from their parents last time. He's the one that they put in place when the other little Keebler elf, remember the guy that used to, what was his name? Oh my goodness, I can't remember his name. The little guy. The one that Stephen Colbert used to, when he was making fun of him, he'd always bring out a little cookie that looked just like, oh my God, What's the guy's name? Beauregard. Jeffrey Beauregard Sessions. That's what his name is. So he wouldn't do what Trump wanted him to do, which is remove the babies or separate children. But Stephen Miller said, I'll do it. That's how he got in there, and he has continued to stick with Trump like a fly on a you know what. So, okay. He's in a lot of restriction. His body is restricted. He's stuck in guilt. He deserves that. He's in tremendous resistance. And he doesn't mind challenging the status quo, right? But the religious right, even the extreme religious right, I don't know that they're up for separating children away from, and I don't know that they're up for all this, ICE patrol all over the place, border patrol bullshit, the awful, awful things that are happening that he's a huge part of. You know, he's the one that wanted to remove habeas corpus. See, there's no due process. People don't even know why they're getting picked up or what they've done wrong. Like, they don't matter. Their bodies don't matter. It's just ridiculous. So this is the foundation of his health. So crash and burn, conflict, loss, humiliation, defeat, self-sabotage, vengeance, lack of communication, into criming, into bullying, into abuse, into assault. This guy would murder and rape if he could get away with it. Lovely, just lovely. The King of Swords reverse shows that he has problems with his kidneys and his nervous system, and diabetes, maybe even blood sugar problems. This is also a person who is ruthless, just so biased, and would use the legal system to manipulate just to get what he wants, because he's that awful. He's just terrible. If he goes for surgery, he may karmically attract an incompetent surgeon. He's also attracting violence to him. Both of these cards relate to that. Both the Five of Swords and the King of Swords reversed. Now, also with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, he could have a really big health event. Of course, he's got the best health care for now, but he could have a big health event. And on another level, he is, his family hates him. He has family feuds all the time, and he's been extricated from his family. They can't stand him. So, yeah. Like Libby says, couldn't happen to a nicer bloke. Two of Swords reversed is my card for drugs. Lies coming out, delays, bad decisions, somebody who cheats, and he gets overwhelmed with information too. He really can't handle it a lot of times, and he uses drugs. So yeah, because he's got to numb out from this guilt, right? Ten of Wands reversed. He's just throwing it down when it comes to taking responsibility for his job. He just I'm not doing that. But this is a card, when it comes through reversed on the level of health, is related to liver and gout and high blood pressure and blood sugar issues and osteoporosis and problems with the joints. But he's, again, both of these cards right here, when they're reversed, the Eight of Cups and the Ten of Wands, relate to not taking responsibility. So, okay. Everything is reversed just about, except for party on over here. With the Eight of Pentacles reversed, again, he doesn't care about his job. He's lazy. When it comes to his health, because it's the sun in Virgo, he's having digestion problems, and I bet he's got an ulcer in there going on. I bet he has irritable bowel syndrome, and vice versa, back and forth between diarrhea and constipation, right? But he's bored with his job. He's doing it just because he has to, and he's lazy. And he also is dependent on external validation. But he's probably only getting it from Trump. But then again, Trump's feeling so bad with his own health. I doubt he's giving him any attention. Okay, so to just, going a little further here, with the Emperor reversed, dang, super, super controlling and rigid in the body. Like super rigid. Also, he could be having problems with his blood muscles, and maybe his, because this is, it's ruled by Mars and Aries. Mars wants to, Mars moves energy. Aries is like really fast, and this guy wants ultimate control, but when it's reversed, it is turned into major rigidity. So he's setting himself up for major arthritis based on, because he's just so judgmental, based on, what he's doing in his life right now. You don't even need me to tell you that with the cards, but the cards are definitely relating. So now sometimes too, because it's, we're in Aries energy, and Aries rules the whole head, but mostly up above, like upper jaw and up. Lower jaw and a little further down is usually related to Taurus, definitely Taurus energy. But anyway, eyes, he could have eye problems. Yeah. But sometimes it's a card of, when it comes to reverse, it's a card of injuries and just being so full of anger. And, these two cards here really go together. It's just like the one's on the level of being, maybe he's really hates his father. And then this one here is more about the thinking, and it's easier to turn around. But this, you get these two together, and it's like, dang. So, but I think he really hates his father, so he parties as much with his wife and other women. But didn't his wife start working for Elon, and maybe she's not even around? But this is a card of drinking. 3 of Cups celebrating. Now, when it comes to health with this card, upright, you just have to be careful about overindulgence. But it's weird. It's like he celebrates in his hatred for it. Like he's got a war mentality, struggling and fighting and just domination and control, and maybe these two cards are just like he drinks to loosen up, because this card here is so rigid. So anyway, okay, that's it. Time for me to take some deep breaths and let this go. All right, and again, happy Sunday. Take good care. Bye.